Like, what the fuck do y'all be talking about? I do self-work. When I don't feel right, bitch, I meditate. When I need to get shit out, I journal. When I need to feel spoiled, I go pamper myself. Take notes, bitch.
You know, everywhere I go, I see the same old. But I don't see no chick like me. Maybe, cause I'm the one and the only. Yeah, it ain't no bitch like me. It ain't no bitch like me.
Y'all, why does Gen Z look a lot older than what they actually are and millennials look a lot younger?
We live in a time nowadays where millennials look way younger for their age, while Gen Z looks way older for their age. If you don't believe me, I'm Gen Z.
I really believe this is because Gen Z is experiencing a lot more, a lot faster than millennials did. Contrary to popular belief, your age has a lot to do with your mentality and your experience. Like, age is really a social construct. Clearly, when you can get on your phone and see an 18-year-old who looks 30 and a 30-year-old who doesn't look a day over 25. Your age has a lot to do with your mentality and your experience. And because I feel like Gen Z is experiencing a lot more, it is starting to show in their appearance, mainly because they're growing up on the internet, right? And whatever you see consistently on a day-to-day basis, that becomes your reality, regardless if it's on your phone or not. So because Gen Z is growing up on the phone, they have access to a lot more than millennials did. When millennials were 17, 16, we were watching 17 and 16-year-olds, okay? Like, we were watching the TV and watching kids who looked like us, who were mimicking our experiences in like high school and just life. You know, we were watching High School Musical, Hannah Montana. We had the grace to be children. There were clear boundaries, what was for kids, what wasn't. On the internet, those boundaries don't exist. So a lot of kids on a day-to-day basis are watching grown adults. So they are mimicking their aesthetics and their mentalities. And then, not to add that a lot of these grown adults have very childish mentalities. They don't even hold space for the kids. Like, these kids are watching 30-plus-year-old women on baddies. They're watching smash or pass videos on YouTube with grown ass adults. Even the music is very like grown. And anytime adults like try to bring up the concern of how sexualized everything is, you get this, oh, well, you're just not the target audience bullshit. But when you listen to the context of a lot of things that are at the forefront, that shit shouldn't be for the kids either. Like, we've normalized the kids like being targeted with very adult things. And one of y'all favorite excuses is bringing up the past and what we had. We did not just have Kaya and Trina, okay? We also had Mindless Behavior, Justin Bieber, Party in the USA. We had representation where the kids don't really have that. I think even the adults back in our day weren't as sexualized. Shit, Beyonce didn't even start singing about surfboarding until she had Blue Ivy. They would alter their appearances and the things they were doing for their young audiences. Like, you didn't see the grown adults going to preteen kid choice awards half naked. You know what I'm saying? Like, they weren't showing up for the kids talking about sexual things. No, they would alter the things they were doing and saying based on their audiences. And that is just not a thing anymore. You will see these grown ass adults going to high schools performing these very sexual songs in like half naked. There isn't any more boundaries. So they are experiencing a lot more because that is what they are seeing on a day-to-day basis. They are also growing up in a time where they're experiencing a pandemic, right? They experienced COVID, a housing crisis, All of that within like the span of 4 years. They're being rushed into adulthood, whereas millennials, we've kind of slowed down. We've kind of taken a step back from everything. We're getting therapy, we're gentle parenting, we're tapping in with our inner child. And when you do that, when you heal, you kind of stop the aging process. You do. Like, you stay very youthful because you are not bound by things like social constructs. You do things that feed your inner child. The kids nowadays don't even want to be children. I've seen a 16-year-old talking about how her friend group was roasting her for wearing braids. Like, basically, my friends wear lace fronts, wigs, leave-outs, etc. I'm the only friend group who still wears braids. We're 15 and 17, but basically, to sum it up, my friends shame me for that. And then they replied, because they found her tweet that went viral and said, all we said was that you're doing braids for a photo shoot, especially at 16. This is also why I think the Gen Z, while they're very depressed, because they are not allowed to do the things that are fun. Like, they're not allowed to do the things that we did as kids. They getting shamed for that. When we was 16, 17, y'all, we was still going skating. At least I was still going skating, arcades. We was having kickbacks. These kids want to be in the club, okay? We was drinking Four Locos. These kids is popping 1942. And then what's so funny about that is the kids will age shame the older adults, right? But they're in the older people's places. Like, you want to age shame your auntie for being in the club, but you had to get a fake ID to even get in this motherfucker. You're 18 dating a 30-year-old. Like, do you see what I'm saying? It's crazy where we live in a time where you have 18-year-olds beefing with their aunties. And you know why that is? Because they are mimicking them. Baby, when I was 18, 19, I was not beefing with my aunties because we didn't shop at the same stores. We didn't go to the same clubs. We didn't date the same men. We didn't do the same things. We didn't have the same aesthetic. I had the grace to be a child, where it's like these kids just don't have that. They are looking up to very childish adults. At grown women making excuses for an 18-year-old dating a 30-year-old because she's young in turn. Talking about, oh, y'all just hating on this 18-year-old. There's an 18-year-old who is dating a 30-year-old. And I feel like the older girls make excuses for that because y'all low-key still in competition with these young girls. Y'all don't want to tell them to be better than you. You don't want to see them thrive. You like low-key seeing them be so sexualized at such a young age. Y'all are very childish. Like, bro, protect the youth. Weirdos.
Yeah, it ain't no bitch like me. It ain't no bitch like me. You can look around and see, baby, I can guarantee it ain't no bitch like me. It ain't no bitch like me. Look, it ain't no bitch like me. Look, you can look around and see, baby, I can guarantee it ain't no bitch like me. No.